You know, Coach, from looking at the roster, this looks to be an interesting mix. You've got a lot of seniors, but you've got a lot of newcomers. What's that dynamic like for you, and how excited are you to kind of get it all together now as the regular season starts this weekend?
Yes, it's a really interesting makeup in the roster. We have a lot of veteran leadership, and we have a lot of young players and newcomers. I think there's 12 newcomers, and then the rest are 16 maybe returning players. And so it's a nice mix of veteran and veteran experience and some inexperience as well. So really counting on the veteran leadership, and some of the newcomers have some quality experience as well. You know, we were joking the other day because it was Amber's 24th birthday, and so here we have Amber on one side, who's 24 years old and is going to provide a ton of leadership in her 6th year here, and playing with some players that are 17 years old. So it's an exciting time, and just trying to bring the new players into the fold quickly because we don't have a whole lot of time to prepare.
What is that like for you, Amber?
I mean, they keep me young, I guess, but it feels great to like help out the younger kids, and every time that they have a question, like they can also come to me and they feel comfortable doing that. And so it's kind of a nice way for me to experience a different kind of leadership, because I've always been like not the youngest, but like kind of in the middle of the pack. So it's fun, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
As you guys go 2-0 in those scrimmages, kind of what were your takeaways from those opportunities?
Well, takeaways, I like where we're starting, especially with bringing as many new players into the fold as we have. It's always challenging. We have still a lot to learn and a long ways to go. But I was excited to see us find a way to, even though it was exhibition, to win those games, because those close matches were certainly challenging for us last year, and to probably not play certainly not our best soccer, and at times really be put under pressure by both opponents, and find a way to come out with a result was really incredible for our group in this early stage.
Have y'all been able to get into the new facility yet and see what it's like in there? Not yet?
I have, they haven't. But that's exciting too. I mean, with the change in conference, with adding so many new programs, and also to have basically a brand new stadium. We're going to have a new facility with a new locker room, new stadium seating. It feels like we're kind of in a different. It's just a lot of change, and it almost honestly feels like I'm leading a different team, because we have so many new opponents. We have a brand new stadium, and it's just an exciting time to be a topper.
I mean, for the players, is there kind of a rejuvenation, or just kind of a feeling of don't want to say starting over, but kind of a fresh start, the way all this changed with the conference, the changes in the conference and the facility and everything?
I think it's something that's super exciting, because, I mean, for me, playing the same opponents every year is crazy, but, I mean, now getting to play against some new opponents and starting a whole new conference, well, not starting a whole new conference, but you know what I mean, it's just super exciting to see what's going to happen, and to know that we can be one of the top dogs is probably even better.
I think it's super cool also just to see all the talent that we have on our team, and I feel like that's also like a new start too, is like we have so much talent on our team, and it's just amazing to see like what our freshmen and our newcomers bring for the team.
Yeah, we have seven new first-time opponents, which is pretty amazing. I mean, 4 of them in conference, 3 non-conference, including the Chattanooga game that we played in exhibition. And as Maddie alluded to, we have a pretty neat core of attacking players this year that bring their own personality and are unique in some ways. And so I think sometimes in the past we relied on speed or we relied on athleticism. I think we have a nice variety of skill sets that we can attack and score in different kinds of ways this year, which will hopefully bode well for us.
What's this like for you? It's been such a journey. What's it like for you to get out there even in the exhibition games, and what's it like for you to kind of come back after 2 years?
It felt great. I mean, as you know, I got to play in 2 exhibition games last year, but playing in these 2, I guess it was a little bit more bittersweet, because I knew it was my last 2 exhibition games. But for the most part, it's coming back and playing like I'm after the last game against Belmont, like I started feeling like myself again, and it started like getting me even more excited to see like what was going to come next, because I hadn't been able to play like competitively in so long, and so I'm just really excited.
What's it like to have her out back out there?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's not every day you get to coach a player like Amber Barnett, both as a player and a person, and it's just it's exciting to see her smile and have joy in the game, and have the opportunity to do what she loves.
Coach, obviously you've been at this for a while. You've seen so many different teams, and obviously having this team with a bunch of veteran players, with a bunch of newcomers as well. Just what do you preach in that off season before the season starts to kind of get the group to come together?
What have I been preaching?
Details.
Discipline.
Discipline.
They're so tired of hearing me talk about details. It's kind of become a running joke on the team that every day, at least 3 or 4 times of practice, I'm talking about details. It's all about details. In any sport at any level, you take care of the small things. They make big differences in the game, and we want to be a team that really understands the basics and understands the details, and then it allows our personalities to shine on top of it.
When you look at the conference and the way it's changed, I mean, there's been a lot of quality teams that are in here that aren't anymore. There's teams coming in now. How do you see the dynamic, and how excited are you to kind of see how this shakes out? Yeah,
it's a really competitive conference, and we had 2 new teams come in Liberty and New Mexico State, who were NCAA tournament participants last year, so they're going to hit the ground running. And the preseason poll came out, and those 2 teams were immediately at the top of the poll, which is great to have that kind of competition, but also great as motivation for us of what do we need to do to get there and be there ourselves.
Obviously, before kind of conference starts, like your first, I think 6 games are at home this year. Just obviously, that's just kind of wild, just to say that the first 6 games you're playing on your own field.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a coincidence in the way the scheduling shaped up. But yeah, I mean, we like playing at home. We like defending our home turf, and excited that we're doing it in a new stadium.
You guys open up on Thursday. Kind of tell me about how you're feeling about the start of the season on Thursday.
Well, nobody in the country is ready to play a game on Thursday. Unfortunately, just the way it is, the NCAA doesn't give soccer teams enough time to prepare for the opening game. So, we're not going to be firing on all cylinders, but our opponent's not going to be firing on all cylinders either. And so I think our players are just excited to get out on the field and start the season, and just we need to give ourselves a little bit of grace, knowing that we're not quite ready, because we just haven't had enough time to prepare and go over everything that we want to put into our system and the way that we want to play.
For the players, having those 6 games though at home to start the year, how much do you feel like that's a good opportunity to kind of build some momentum, really kind of get the season rolling, and maybe carry that into the conference play?
I think that just being at home, it gives that energy. You have your crowd, you have your fans that are coming to watch, and just to be able to fill a stadium, I think that gets you rolling on hopefully get a few wins under your belt in a home crowd, and then the momentum keeps rolling to then when you leave and you go to a away field, you have that momentum going into those games.
Yeah, we love playing at home. I mean, it's become such a really kind of intimate environment with our fan base, and again, to be able to watch games from the parking garage, which has been new in the last 6 to 8 years, has changed the dynamic of the fan experience at our stadium. And then now putting in new stadium seating, and every seat will be a chair back now. Just kind of elevates the entire environment and experience for our fans. So we love playing at home. We love defending our home turf, and we love it when we have crowds to play in front of.
What are some things you are going to kind of, I guess, hone in on these last couple of days before that first matchup?
I'm looking to you guys. I guess that's a coaching question. We're just we're still trying to find a little bit of our identity, and I think so. The next 3 days of practice, we'll be trying to kind of really establish kind of who we are, what we're trying to do on the attacking side, and then clean up some things defensively of who we are and what we're trying to do on the defensive side. But I'll just go back to kind of the details and the basics. I mean, we have to have an idea of the fundamentals before we step out on the field for a regular season game. Thank you guys. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks.